The most powerful force on earth is a human soul on fire. You have a deep ache in your soul for something more, to come alive, to let your passion pour from you like an endless well. When your passion comes alive, the magnificence buried deep inside of you is unleashed. Gifts and talents you never realized surface as your life unfolds like poetry. You can do hard things. I can show you how. This is Thrive Yoga Fit Transformational Coaching, where I teach you how to heal yourself from the inside out. Hello, welcome back to Thrive Yoga Fit Transformational Coaching. This is Erin. So, hi everyone. How are you? It's been a little bit since I recorded. I have been, I went to a festival, Okeechobee Festival. My bestest, dearest friend came in. Mfan, who is my Jupiter sister. Neither of us knows exactly what that means, but she had a dream about it, and so we just roll with it. And I don't know, it's just like sweet to be sisters with my best friend. She came down and she taught a Kundalini Gong workshop, which was awesome, and she also taught both of the yoga teacher trainings, which honestly I don't think we'll do like the double duty next time because I love her and I miss her and I feel like I didn't get enough time with her, and maybe she feels the same way. I wanted to reach out to her and say that, but maybe she'll listen to this and find out. I got left with some beautiful malas, one of which I'm wearing right now. By the way, if you're in the market for a mala, her Instagram handle is Sacred Vibrations, and her malas are fucking amazing. I've had some of her malas from when she first started, like 10 years ago maybe, and they are still in excellent shape. So the quality of what she buys is great. Like the weight of the beads is like a little, not like heavy, but it has a good weight to it to where it feels nice on your skin. It feels like my body accepts the weight of it. I know that's kind of a weird thing to say, but I'm feeling it right now. And some malas you pick up and the beads are so light. So these definitely have a depth to them that can help to, I guess, ground you. So I've had some busy weeks in my personal life. My partner and I have been applying new tools that we are becoming very, very familiar with and studying and researching, and I'm sharing it with clients, and it is so impactful that my coach course, which is August 20th to the 27th, this August, there is going to be a 2-day add-on specifically for couples and relationship coaching. If you're interested in that, that is an add-on to the program. And we're going to make it kind of cheap if you're already like enrolled in the course. If you do it separately, it's a few bucks more, but totally worth the bang for your buck. And of course, done in Bradenton in Florida at my lovely yoga studio. So if you're interested in the coaching certification, you can go to thrivewitherin.com and you can check out the information there. You can email me, Erin@erincoach.com. I do interview everyone before you come to the training. It's not just like wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, like got your, tuition, bye-bye. Like I want to know about you. I want to talk with you because we're going to spend a week together. I need to make sure that you're not a nightmare. And you need to make sure that I'm actually authentic and not just a really good pretender for the past seven years on this podcast. Jesus Christ. All right. Anyway, Om Namah Shivaya, rather. So, where do I begin? So today I'm talking about, and I did a cute little Instagram video. I was very proud of myself, sort of announcing that I'm going to be talking about this, is how to get your needs met. So this is in the spirit of nonviolent communication, mostly expanded from Marshall Rosenberg. And needs are something that we all have, even though maybe we've been taught that needs are not okay, right? The saying of like, oh, you're being so needy, or if we feel like we're a burden to everyone, right? These a lot of times are the people who have pushed down their needs so much that even we are not even aware that of the deeper needs that we have. Now, again, I'm not talking about basic needs. I'm not talking about like, a roof over your head and like food to eat and like a bed to sleep in and like some like minor creature comforts. I'm saying emotional needs, right? So when I coach people, a lot of times, we talk about the parents at some point. It just kind of comes with the territory when you're sorting yourself out, right? Because they taught you your concept of reality. So there's a lot of things that you need to question, right? So when I coach people, a lot of times what they'll say is, yeah, my mother, father, or, caretakers, they met my basic needs, right? And so, they did a good job, but, having needs was not accepted, not appropriate. If I express any emotional needs, I didn't even know how to. I was just taught to stuff them down. It's usually some sort of flavor what I hear. And so then as grown-ass adults, we're, taught that needs are not okay. We're taught that if we do express needs, that it's a burden, that it's, to shush up and stop, you're too much and all this. And so what do? Well, we need to be taken care of. We want to be loved. So we stuff it down, right? We push it down. We pretend that we don't have any needs. And then what happens is when other people are expressing their needs, and this happened with me, is that I feel resentful. I would feel resentful. I would feel like the other person, like, why do you talk about this? You're just supposed to shut up and deal with it. And it's so funny because I've had that belief, certainly, that I've had to coach myself through and work on. I'm like, okay, Erin, that's not great. What's going on there? I knew, when I uncovered that belief system within myself, and I just, I was questioning myself using the coach tools, right? The coaching questions we provide in the course and that I use on a regular basis. I was like, well, why do you feel that way, Erin? Why do you feel resentful? And what came up was because why should he get his needs met when I'm not getting mine met? And I was like, oh, hello, deep belief system I didn't know existed that's controlling me from the background. So when we don't even know our own needs, when we don't know our own needs, and then we see somebody else getting their needs met, or even expressing that they would like us to help them meet their needs, we become a brick wall. We become resentful. We shut down. Having needs is okay. And actually, we have these feelings that are indicators that we have unmet needs. So if you are how I was / still working through / am, in that you haven't addressed your own needs and it's really hard for you to hear and meet the needs of others, or maybe you, and this is something I coached on too, you meet the needs of others as a way to meet your own needs in a weird backwards way, which doesn't really work, but it has the illusion that you're doing it. This is for you. So it's a little bit long-winded, but hopefully you're still with me. So needs. Like I mentioned, there are feelings that masquerade as needs, okay? So some examples of that, I'm not going to go through the exhaustive list. You can look this up at nonviolentcommunication.com. So abandoned, right? So that is sort of like a feeling, right? And the actual emotion that would be associated with that would be either terrified, hurt, bewildered, sad, frightened, lonely. What is the need behind that we need to fulfill? We need nurturing. We might need connection, belonging, support, or caring. So how do I use this information that was just given to me, right? So abandoned is one that I hear often with coaching. So if you're like, hey, yeah, wait, hold the phone. Yeah, I feel abandoned often. I feel like when my partner leaves, I feel abandoned, even if they're just going out for something simple. Okay. What is the actual feeling? So I'm going to read the list again. Terrified, hurt, bewildered, sad, frightened, lonely. So let's just say, for me, terror. I feel terrified, right? So that is an indicator that you have a need that is unmet. These feelings that pop up almost trigger-like is an indication that you have a need that's not met. And it is a game changer. And that's why I'm including some of this material in my course, so you can practice it, get really good at it, and help others to do the same, right? So let's see that, for something, for me, the need that I would have would probably be something like nurturing or support. And I'm going to go with nurturing because I didn't get a lot of that growing up. So that is definitely something that I have that's an unmet need. And so again, we can sort of reverse formulate this, deconstruct it. I have a need for nurturing. It comes out in me being terrified that I'm not going to get that nurturing and I feel abandoned, or it seems like I feel abandoned. Hopefully that makes sense. So I'm going to give another example. What's a good one? Ignored. So I feel like they're ignoring me. Okay, that's a one that I hear often, especially like in the workplace. Feel ignored. Again, feelings, the actual emotion, lonely, scared, hurt, sad, embarrassed. And then the need is a need for connection, belonging, inclusion, community, and participation. So that's another example. So let's say ignored, right? And then I would feel lonely, like would be the actual one that resonates with me. And how do I know this? Because when I breathe and I read each one of those feelings again, lonely, scared, hurt, sad, embarrassed. Lonely is the one that gives me just a little bit of, not like sharp pain, but it's like a little like ping. It's like, oh, it's like the truth bell. The truth bell goes off inside of me like, yes, that resonates with me the most, right? It's like if you were to, try different flavored gelatos and there's one that like just has a little something that like tickles your palate. You're like, yes, that's the one. You can do the same thing with your emotions or like try them on like an outfit or maybe a taste of gelato if you prefer. Gelato is delicious. So the need that I would have, and I can read this list again: connection, belonging, inclusion, community, participation. So for me, feeling lonely, I would need community, and that would resonate with me the most. So needs are something that you can fulfill yourself, but you can request that another person help you fulfill them, right? And that's key. When we don't have those needs met, it will express in interesting and weird ways in our life. And it will, a lot of times these are from childhood. And if we don't sort out the traumas we've had in childhood or in our like teenhood, or even just like a few years ago or past relationship, it will appear in our current romantic relationship, period. But it's true. So to use this information, if you find that someone around you is requesting something from you, or if you see them getting their needs met. So let me give an example. There is a girl on my roller derby team that is super beautiful. And I remember like for a while just feeling so jealous of her. And I couldn't understand why. I mean, like I thought she was beautiful. Like I saw her, she was very like, seemed like pretty popular. And so it was like kind of a signal to me, like, why am I so jealous of her? And it like kind of affected my interactions with her. And then I realized like, she seems accepted in a community. And the bigger thing I think I was jealous about was that like she had these like sexy photos of her that I saw. And I thought that there's no way I can be that type of person that gets those sexy photos. And then when I questioned that, I was like, but why? Like, I'm sexy. Like, it's like, I work on my body in the gym. I like the way that I dress. And I guess I hadn't viewed myself in a sexy way. I just hadn't like, I don't know. I haven't like revealed that aspect of myself, let's say. So, I realized that I had a need to be desired. I had a need to like kind of feel like stand in the power of my beauty and sexuality, right? So that's a need. So what did I do to get that fulfilled? I got a boudoir shoot, and then I got another one. And you know what? They're fucking awesome. And I do them now, it seems like once a year. So that is an example of me having a need, me being triggered by seeing, like there's jealousy there. Like what is going on? The jealousy, there's a need for me there to express myself in my sexuality. And guess what? I'm not jealous of her anymore. And I think she's cool. And like, I guess I don't interact with her a lot because I haven't been back to roller derby practices. But I bet that I would feel different towards her, like when I saw her in person. So that's one of the reasons we can do this work is if we have a trigger or we have someone around us that, it's just like, it seems like they spark some sort of like weird emotion within us that's uncomfortable. If we look at what need is not being met or like the feeling and connect it with that need not being met and fulfill that need, it changes the situation. It's pretty rad. So what needs do you have that are chronically unmet? That would be my question for you. And maybe, so again, you can go to nonviolentcommunication.com and there is this list. It's called Feelings versus Evaluations and it's in Appendix C, right? So I encourage you to like download this. It is extensive as far as the list of evaluative word, feelings, and needs. And practice this. If this is something that you're interested in, you're like, oh my God, like this is like the bee's knees. I am teaching some of this information in my coaching course in August. Also, I know I've been talking about my book. My book is coming out. Yay! Right now we're going through the process of having different eyes look at it because you can never have too many eyes read your book, especially before publishing. My book is about 140 pages, so it's a book. It's a self-help like workbook. But it includes all of the wonderful client stories and personal growth stories that I've had on my path, as well as information that I teach in my, not my yoga teacher training course, but my coaching course. And it is a self-help book that goes into like yogic techniques, along with life coaching techniques, along with manifestation techniques, along with emotional processing and healing inner child and shadow work. It's pretty comprehensive, y'all. And then I'm adding a chapter on this stuff, which is relationship, like the yoga of relationships, essentially. So I hope that you're interested in that and we'll check it out. I'm going to be doing a pre-sale probably starting in about realistically 2 months. So I will be blowing up, this podcast with calls to action on that. If you want to get a pre-sale copy, I would appreciate that. That would support me in my mission. So I think that's all I have for you today. I'm going to go catch a yoga class, but thank you so much for all of my listeners and supporters. I've been doing this podcast 7 years and I love hearing from you. If you email me, Erin@erincoach.com, I try to get back to all my emails. I love hearing from you. If you're interested in my coaching course, again, August 20th to the 27th, if you sign up early, you get an early bird discount. We only have, so we have 12 spots left. I'm taking only 16. So 12 spots left. It's in August. I'm only doing it once this year. So if you've been thinking about it and my voice is calling to you and you've been listening to this podcast for, 5, 6, 7 years, you know my character. You can probably tell how much I've grown on the path. And I'm inviting you to reach out to me to get an interview to see if the course is right for you. It is life-changing. I will show you how to make a living at this because I care. I don't let people graduate from my program until, and I tell my graduates this, until you coach me and I can't wait to hire you as my coach and I want to hand you money. I want everyone to feel that way. There's no other coaching course that will care as much as I do because my coaching course, like the amount of students I allow into my course is not as grand and as big. I take 16, that's the max. And I also have other teachers that are helping me. So you get a lot of personalized attention. You form a great community. And I include a mastermind in my coaching course. Those usually cost, just so you know, thousands of dollars. So you are continually being chaperoned, right? We also have a mentorship that goes for 3 months, and then you have a 3-month mastermind. There's no other course that does that. Mine does. And where I went to school, they charge about $16,000 to $18,000 for the course. And I've added so much on to what I've learned from that person, which is the life coach school, which if you don't follow her podcast, Brooke Castillo, is amazing. And I got my start with life coaching there. Since then, I've evolved into my own person and I use yogic techniques and a lot of other things that I've learned just over the years, including, my clients have taught me just wanting to serve them. Amazing techniques have come out from that. So it is a deal check it out. You can go to thriveyogafit.com, look at coaching certification. You can email me, Erin@erincoach.com. You can go to thrivewitherin.com. All right, I think that's it. I hope you have a fantastic week. Namaste.
Thank you so much for listening. If you want to support the podcast and if it's helping you, please consider writing a review. You can go to iTunes or Google Play, go into the search bar and type in Thrive Yoga Fit Transformational Coaching, scroll down, and you can leave a review. This helps other people to find me as well as bumps us up in the search ratings. Also, this podcast is sponsor-free, so that means we don't receive anything for doing it. If you feel so inclined and this podcast is helping to support you and you want to return the favor and help to support any production costs of the podcast, feel free to give a donation to a Venmo link, Thrive Yoga Fit, or PayPal, Erin@erincoach.com. If you don't have the means, don't worry about it. We're not going anywhere. You're all good. But if you would like to give back, you can give back in those ways. Last thing, we have a coaching certification coming up. And it's 7 days of an intensive work, followed by a 3-month mentorship. You will not find another teacher that's more passionate and dedicated than I am to my students and their learning. And not just their learning, but the application and how they show up in their life. If you've been listening to this podcast and it's had a huge impact on your life, just imagine what it would be like to spend 7 intensive days with me and then a 3-month mentorship. You can check that out at thriveyogafit.com/coach-certification. Again, thriveyogafit.com/coach-certification. Thank you so much. Namaste.